Okay, in this video, I'm going to show you how to install the muffler and the fuel filter. And that will basically complete the front end of the airplane. So first the muffler. Okay, muffler comes with a set of screws and a gasket. Let me cut those open. So there's the gasket. Okay. And let me cut open the screws. Have little lock washer on them. Now for these screws, the muffler, for the muffler, I don't use thread lock. Reason is that thread lock and high temperatures don't go well together anyways, and this little lock washer should be enough to hold it in place. So, and this is a Phillips head. I usually prefer using the ones with a hex head, but these will work just fine. So let's put them in. Lock washer is on. Move the fuel tubing out of the way and put the gasket, moving the screws out to put the gasket on the screw. Not all engines come with gaskets, but they're nice. I don't know that they're absolutely essential. If the machining is really good, then metal to metal is good enough for sealing the muffler off. But we'll use the gasket. Okay, we'll start one screw, get it about halfway. Start the other screw. Really long screws, which helps to make sure it stays on nice and tight, since we're not using thread lock. And you want it reasonably tight. Checking the muffler screws, because you don't use thread lock, is something you should do in the pre-flight. You can check visually more than anything else. If the lock washer is still good and tight and flat, then it's probably okay. I've never seen one come out, actually. I've seen one come loose but not come out. Alright, so now we got the orange tubing here. I'm going to find where I like it to be cut and mark it with a Sharpie marker. So right about there looks good. That's where I'll cut it. Take my sharp cutters and try to get a nice square cut on that. Okay. And now the vent line is on the muffler. And the vent, this is not touching the head, it's touching where the muffler screw is, so it won't be bothered by heat, but the silicone won't be bothered by heat anyways. So the muffler's in place. Now I'm going to put on the filter. I always like to use a filter, and I always like these inline filters. Inline filters are from Sullivan, and you can see which way on the back, which way the filter goes by the direction of the fuel flow. So the fuel flow says the direction starts on the hump in the broader filter and then flows through to the second filter. Okay, so there's a You can see there that the bigger filter is there, so the flow's in that direction. So that gets the big stuff, this gets the fine stuff, and it goes that way. So if it's going that way, that means that this is going to go like this. So what I like to do is first make sure that this is nice and straight, and it's not. So I'm going to cut a little off here to get a nice straight even cut. Okay, that's better. Then what I'm going to do is from that I'm going to decide where the filter is going to go. Okay, so I want the filter along here, so I'm going to cut it about here to begin the filter installation. Okay, so this little piece will go on the nipple of the carburetor here, but I'll put the filter on first. Okay, and I'll put it on the nipple of the carburetor. And if it isn't exactly right, we can adjust it. Okay. Then I want this to bend around a little bit, and so grab a Sharpie marker and say I'm going to cut it right about here. Okay, so you can see I'm measuring the fuel line for where it will hit the filter. Okay, so, and I'll cut that one. Alright, so I'm going to cut that off, nice and square, and then we'll have the fuel filter in place. I like these fuel filters because they are see-through. Okay, so now you can see that the filter and that tubing is not going to touch the hot edge of the cylinder head, and it's a gentle curve, so there's no chance of a kink. Just make sure you get the line as tight as you can, and that works for me. So muffler and fuel line and filter are all attached and look good. So thank you for watching, and stay tuned for the next video.